What's up, everybody? This is Nilla Green,
This is Alejandro.
and this is the Beat Room Cool Down. How you doing today, man?
Good, man. How about you?
Good, bro. I'm blessed, can't complain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into these questions, man. You did tell me before you got here you were working on some music, right? So what were you working on?
Yeah, so I was working, I was working on an EP, totally different than what I do. I was, talking about how I make techno.
Yeah.
But this is a totally different vibe. It's sort of like, ambient, soundtrack type,
Okay.
and it's like trancey as well, like for my alter ego, what I was saying. Anyway, it's just fun to make all kinds of music, whether it's techno or ambient stuff,
All right, that's good. Yeah. All right, what's a song that you never get to play in your sets, but you really like it?
A song that I never get to play, but I really like it. There's a song by Metodi. This techno DJ and producer.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a song. I think the song is called Higher.
Okay.
And it's like very high energy and trancey, and I never get to play it because I run out of time.
So he's like, I was like, oh,
Shit, man.
yeah, I forgot. Okay, I got you.
We play on the fly sometimes. We have a general idea what we're doing, and then it's like, okay, I run out of time.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're like, I could play this, I could play that.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
All right, what's the first moment that you thought that this DJ career is actually going to go somewhere?
Probably like 5 to 6 years after I started making music.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started, DJing. So I started making music, and then maybe a couple of years later or 3 years later, I started DJing, and I really liked it. So I probably, I thought, well, I probably could do this, and in a decade, I can see myself playing in big stages.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. All right, where's the weirdest place that you ever DJ'd?
The weirdest place?
Yeah, the weirdest place. Yeah.
I think it was a strip club.
So everybody keeps telling. That was mine too. That was mine too.
I mean,
which one was it? Emperor's?
No, man.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Shout out to Emperor's.
No, this was in Miami.
Oh, okay.
But I could tell it was probably a strip club because you could see the poles.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, so there wasn't girls dancing though, which is you can see.
No.
Oh, so this one I was teaching, girls were actually dancing. Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
That's
crazy. Oh, nice.
Give music interview,
That's crazy.
All right. All right. What's a rule that you swore by when you started DJing that you break now?
A rule. Let's see. That's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, in order to make certain tricks like pitch control,
Yeah.
you gotta press the sync button.
Yeah.
So, I figured this out later in my career, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I was wrong. I mean, I'm gonna probably use the sync button at least once in my lifetime. So.
Like one time always like
That's it.
You don't want to press it like
It's
sync
like
button.
my hand. No.
Someone's like smacking your hand up and like, don't you do it, man. Get that out of here.
Yeah.
What's the transition or trick that you rely on when you're DJing?
Transition trick.
Trick, that you rely on.
I like building tension. So what I like to do is when there's this moment of a build-up, I like to grab elements from a different song, whether if I'm playing in with 4 decks or 3 decks or whatever. I like to play the kick in sequence, like half beat and then quarter beat and things like that, and so just build it up as it goes.
Okay, cool.
And increasing the bass and shit, and then kind of filter high pass, something like that. So it's just tricks like that a little bit.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. It's like,
That's
thanks. Next you know, I'm like, hey, I'm doing the Alejandro. Look at me. All right. What's a genre of music that you think is misunderstood at the moment?
I have a few.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Afro House.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people think that Afro House is one thing and it ends up being another.
Yeah.
I'd say techno because it's very broad. There's a bunch of labels here and there. Melodic techno versus peak time. You know, they're both melodic, but one is kind of sort of trancey and more progressive. The other one is kind of more. It's slower and it's a little more robotic. You know, like futuristic.
Yeah.
And then trance has always been misunderstood. I would say.
Yeah, for sure. And why do you say that about
trance? Because people they get confused between progressive house, you know, when it's sort of fast paced, and then trance, and then the elements around it, like the kick is not the same as a house kick, you know. So
all right,
things like that.
I got you. All right. If someone listened to just 10 minutes of your set, what would they take away from that?
I think they would take the beginning of the journey, because I treat my sets like a roller coaster. I like to start slow, but not in the sense of the slow BPM.
Yeah.
I like to start with like a slow, intentional vibe, energy, and then sort of build it up. I don't like to start fast right away or like energetic right away. So sort of like awaken something in you to kind of engage and connect. You know, so 10 minutes, it'll be a really, really short time. But
yeah.
But I think you like it.
Take them on a journey. I like that. Yeah, because some DJs are always like, the whole hour is just, or whatever time they have, it's like all high energy. And, you know,
yeah. Like give me a little break. You know, a little build up here and there. So,
yeah. All right, what's the DJ habit that you secretly hate?
Habit that I secretly hate.
Yeah. That you do, or you see someone else do, or something like that.
Gosh, I can't think. This is a really good question. I can't think of this thing.
There you go.
I mean, going back to maybe the sync button, you know, like relying too much on, I guess the sync button. Sometimes, you know, like the lines really don't match.
Oh, yeah.
So people rely too much on the sync button, I would say. I don't know. I mean, right off the top of my head, I could say a lot of, I guess, beginners, you know, or this new wave, you know, sometimes they can rely on that because it's quick, because it's right there. It's a tool that is useful, you know. But then it's like wearing glasses, right? Yeah. Like when you wear too many glasses for too long, then you rely on them. You know, like the vision gets blurry or something. You know.
True. All right, I get that. All right. What's a track that you would overplay? Oh, let me try it again. Hold on. All right. What's a track that you overplay that you would still play if you had a set right after this?
I'd say The Distance Between Us by Adam Beyer.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I like that. All right. What's an artist or DJ that kind of changed how you approach DJing or producing?
Kashmir, Umar Oskan, and Avicii, Adam Beyer.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So is that your Mount Rushmore?
Well, Avicii was first because of time. Then it was Kashmir. Then it was Umar Oskan, and then even though I grew up listening to Adam Beyer, I didn't really pay attention to his DJing and production until maybe 5 years ago. Okay,
I got you. Yeah. All right. What's something that no one's warned you about the DJ field or career?
So I sort of got warned because my family's, I grew up in like a very musical family. And one of my uncles said that the industry can be a little, difficult, socializing, it's not what you know, but who you know, I guess. Sometimes it could be that way. But I was very stubborn, and at the time I didn't listen. And now, well, not now, but like in the beginning, I sort of realized that you kind of like need to step up your social skills and kind of connect with people,
Yeah,
So.
true. Yeah, you always gotta. What I told Siren Wave, I was like, you gotta shake hands and kiss babies.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
you gotta be like a politician sometimes.
yeah. Like that politician. Yeah,
You know, show out and be like, oh,
yeah. You always have to show up.
Yeah.
You know, even sometimes you don't want to, but
Yeah,
it's
true.
necessary. But
That is true.
Yep.
All right, so to piggyback off of that, what separates a DJ that lasts from a DJ that fades away?
I think authenticity. Someone, not only a DJ, but an artist. An artist who wants to last. Just, I think us as artists, we have to rely on our true self, authenticity, what makes us us, the roots. You know, where we come from and where we go, and then just kind of shoot global at some point, you know, and not only stay local. I mean, local is a beautiful community. It supports you well. When you go global, when you think global, you're more open. Your mind is more open, and then when you come back to your local community, it feels better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's like a homecoming serve.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah, that's dope. So if you're trying to get anything, let me try it again. All right, there we go, yeah. If you're trying to improve anything on the decks, what would it be? Like behind the decks?
I think, certain transitions could be sometimes could be a little better, especially when it's like long sets.
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes we get tired. Like if it's like a 4-hour set or something like that, we get tired and we kind of like bump on different buttons or the deck or whatever. Maybe like being mindful. Being mindful. I think I would say that, being mindful of your surroundings when it's like a long set.
Yeah, true. All right. So, what's a piece of advice that you would give a DJ trying to, go into the field?
This has been said a lot, but make music. Step into that musical self of yours. Whatever you have in your mind, put it into a project, a piece of art, that you can play later, so people see what your true self is when you're playing it outside, and that just sort of separates you from the rest of DJs that don't make music. But I think music production really opens your doors.
For sure. Yeah, it does. It does.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're DJing and you're this high off the ground, music production will take you to the top.
That's it.
Yeah. So where can they follow you, Alejandro?
So everybody can follow me on social media. DJ Alejandro 44 on Instagram, and then you can find right there at the link, link in bio. You can find all my links for SoundCloud, for Facebook, for Spotify. Alejandro, all capital letters on Spotify as well. And then my alter ego, where I'll be releasing more music with my wife, Alyssa.
Okay. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
It's Healing Culture. So we do sound healing, around the city.
Healing Culture.
And we make music with our instruments. And so, Healing Culture on Spotify. Healing Culture on Instagram, and DJ Alejandro 44 on Instagram for my techno self.
All right, cool, man. She's still pregnant, or she gave birth already?
Oh, well.
Yeah, right.
Oops.
Yeah.
No. She's due in May.
In May?
The end of May. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Is we're the first one?
Yes, we're expecting a little girl.
Hey, turn up.
Yeah.
That game.
Future musician.
Yeah, all right. You're gonna force it. You're gonna like this music.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
I don't want to do music. Too bad. Too bad.
But I want to ice skate.
Yeah, he's like, we want to ice skate to these beats. Make these beats, then you ice skate. You're like, oh. All right, cool, man. It was good having you on the show, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. All right.
So make sure you check out more from Alejandro. And this is Nilla Green with the Beat Room Cool Down. We'll see you next time. Peace.